Have you ever thought about plastic surgery? This topic has positives and negatives for having a procedure done, but the negatives outweigh the positives. Many people in the United States have had plastic surgery done to them, but they don't see the negatives in this procedure and they only see the positive side. As I walk through the negatives of plastic surgery, we will see the negative effect the surgery has on a person's physical health and emotions. However, we will also see how it negatively affects the environment and how the effects can be turned around if we decrease the number of plastic surgery procedures being done in the United States. Some people might argue and say that plastic surgery is good and has many benefits. They only look at the positive side of plastic surgery. Some of the benefits include enhancing a person's body image and boosting their self-esteem. Another benefit from the positive side is that it will give a better quality life and a more natural appearance. Although these are some good positives, people tend to get lost in them and they don't see the negative outcomes a person can have on their life and body if they have a plastic surgery procedure done. The first negative we will look at is physical health. Many people go into the surgery and do not think about the complications and effects a person can have on their physical health. According to the National Library of Medicine, although you may think the surgery is safe, there are plenty of complications that can come with it. These complications can even come when you're in the best of hands. Because of this, it poses a large risk to your physical health and can cause an injury to your body. According to SchragerLaw.com, about 1% of all plastic surgeries result in complications. Now you may think 1% is a good percent, but even though this seems like a small percent, it averages out to be about 150,000 patients a year who struggle with complications. This is an unpleasant number of patients who struggle with complications, which is posing a threat to their physical health. As reported by MayoClinic.org, some of the complications include trouble with wound healing, blood clots, and infections. As a person, you would have to consider these major complications before undergoing a plastic surgery procedure. But that still wouldn't change the fact that plastic surgery can threaten and change your life before you know it. Your physical health is way more important than changing something about your body. But if we're able to decrease the amount of plastic surgery procedures, we could also limit the amount of people risking their physical health just to have a feeling of change to their body. This will lead us into the second negative we will look at, which is emotions. According to the National Library of Medicine, studies have suggested that many patients get plastic surgery because they can make themselves feel better after getting the surgery. This connects back to physical health because many people get plastic surgery because they can make themselves look better. But this isn't the same outcome for everyone. According to VeritableHealth.com, one of the risks to the surgery is a poor cosmetic outcome. This can affect someone's emotions because it is one of the greatest fears of someone undergoing plastic surgery. As a result, this would fail to improve someone's appearance and do the complete opposite by making their appearance worse than it was before. Now imagine that as a result. This would greatly affect someone's emotions rather than fixing them, which is the opposite result someone would want if they're willing to get plastic surgery. Now you may think plastic surgery will help out someone's self-esteem or change the way they think about their body, but this seems to be wrong. As stated by cyberplasticsurgery.com, plastic surgery can also lead to an unrealistic expectation of beauty and can cause a person to have a dissatisfaction of the outcome of the cosmetic procedure itself. However, this will not help fix someone's emotions. Instead, it can lead to a negative impact on their self-esteem. It could also lead to an increase in depression and anxiety. All of these negative impacts on someone's emotions are not healthy for them, which shows how if we decrease the amount of plastic surgery procedures, it could also benefit someone's emotions. Let's take a different route and move away from the negative effects plastic surgery has directly on a person. Instead, we will move on to the third negative effect plastic surgery has, but it isn't directly to a person, it is to the environment. When the words plastic surgery come up, people don't think about the negative effects it can have on the environment. But if we're able to decrease the amount of plastic surgery procedures, it could also benefit the environment. Let's talk about a very concerning negative effect it has on the environment, waste generation. According to PhoenixLiposuctionCenter.com, the operating rooms for the surgery produce a significant amount of waste. This is bad because many of the materials used are non-recyclable, making the procedures produce an enormous amount of waste. According to the worldbank.org, there is around 2.1 billion tons of waste that is being produced annually. Now reflect. Because plastic surgery are adding to the waste being produced, it is also causing more harm to the ecosystem. Many healthy communities rely on a good ecosystem, and adding harm to the ecosystem is not benefiting the environment. According to PhoenixLiposuctionCenter.com, many of the items that are contributing to this are surgical drapes, gloves, and many more instruments that end up lying in a landfill just after one use. Consequently, this waste is adding to pollution and resource depletion. Directly stated by PhoenixLiposuctionCenter.com, surveys have showed that hospitals can produce over 30 pounds of waste per surgical procedure. This waste can include very hazardous materials which has to be disposed of by special methods. As a result, this is adding to a more negative impact on the environment, and the environment has gone downhill and it needs saving. As we have seen today, there are many negative impacts plastic surgery has. Whether that is directly to a person or directly to the environment. But many people in the United States are undergoing this surgery because they hear about the positive side of it. But they are also contributing to the negative side. We got to see the negative impacts plastic surgery has on a person's physical health and emotions. But we also got to see how it negatively affects the environment. As a person, you get to decide whether or not the positives are worth taking or if the negatives are not worth it in the end. Thank you.